Hello, Rama Rama Puput. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Now let's continue with the next chapter. 3 months later, rebels forces captured Tehran, the Persian capital, and deposed the old regime. A new Shah came to the throne. Meher Baba then turned to his followers and said, "Now you see the result of my mystic workings during my visit to Persia." His disciples told me that Persia was a happier land under the new ruler and that Mohammedans, Zoroastrians, Jews, and Christians were living amicably together, whereas there had been constant strife and cruel outrages among them under the old regime. Some years after this mysterious excursion, Meher Baba began a curious educational institution. At his suggestion, a disciple purchased the colony's present site near the village of Arangon. Several rough bungalows were constructed together with many thatch and pole huts. A free boarding school was then declared open, the teachers being recruited from the Parsi's educated disciples and the pupils from the families of devotees or their friends. No fees were charged for tuition, while even board and lodging were free. In addition to the usual secular subjects, there was special instruction in undenominational religion by Meher himself. On such attractive terms, it was an easy matter to collect nearly 100 boys. A dozen of them arrived from distant Persia. The boys were taught the moral ideals which are more or less common to most religions, and the life stories of great prophets were unfolded to them. The class on religion gradually became the central feature of the curriculum, and Meher Baba led the older boys into a devotional mysticism which appears to have been of a somewhat watery nature. They were taught to regard him as a sacred personage, even to worship him. A few boys began to manifest signs of religious hysteria in the sequence. Strange scenes occurred among them every few days. A noticeable feature of this unusual school was that the pupils belonged to varying castes, races, and creeds. Hindus, Mohammedans, Indian, Christians, and Zoroastrians mingled freely, but Meher Baba wanted a still wider enrollment. He sent his chief disciple on a mission to England to find a few white pupils. The emissary, however, encountered much difficulty because the white parents were unwilling to entrust their children to a stranger who wanted to haul the latter off to a school in distant Asia. Moreover, the idea of a school combining all religions did not mean much to them. There are plenty of schools in England where pupils of different creeds foregather in a natural, spontaneous manner without the fuss that is made of it in a creed-ridden country like India. One day the emissary from India met an Englishman who straightway became converted to acceptance of the Parsi Messiah after a conversation or two. The man was possessed of an enthusiastic temperament, and having rapidly travelled through all the cults which honeycomb London, he was ready for what seemed to be the loftier message of Meher Baba. So he assisted in the quest for white pupils and found 3 children whose poverty-stricken parents were willing to ease their own burdens at the price of parting with them. At this stage, the India office busted itself into activity, investigated the matter, shook its official head, and put a ban on the project. The children did not sail. The representative of the Parsi Messiah returned to India, accompanied by the Englishman and the latter's wife and sister-in-law. That's all, folks. Let's continue the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Rama Popoda.